Goodness, okay. That was so good.
You into that?
I am for it.
Well, lucky for you, the Steelers are looking to avenge their Week 5 loss to the Jags in the early game on Sunday. The late game is the Saints and Vikings at U.S. Bank Stadium, site of Super Bowl 52, where a playoff game has never yet been played. Let's start with Jacksonville and Pittsburgh. What's the one thing you're so excited about in that one?
Well, aside from that trailer, we've been waiting the whole year, and the trailers are finally here. NFL, great job on those. The one thing that I am so excited for, and that is wide receiver Antonio Brown to return back from that calf injury. The last thing we saw was Week 15, him sitting on the ground in the end zone, grabbing at his leg. And we're sitting there saying, well, is it a broken leg? Did he tear something? What happened? And they said it was a strained calf, and we thought, oh, he's not going to be back. And I was following his Instagram, and he's walking on the treadmill, and then you see him in his driveway going up and down with a hardcore limp. And then you get word that he might be back. And then all of a sudden they release some grainy footage of him running a route versus Chad Johnson. And I'm thinking, wait. Is there a chance Antonio Brown is going to be back on the field? And then he comes out and says, I'm 100%. Now, I don't know if that's 100% of the mind or 100% of the body. Either way, I'm 100% in. I did see him warming up with this team. Time will tell if he's healthy. So this injury and him coming back from that injury, which I think is very significant, it reminded me of some of the injuries we saw in sports and people kind of battling through those. I remember Isaiah Thomas limping through a game and us thinking to ourselves, holy smokes, that is the toughest point guard in the world. I actually wore number 11 because I admire his toughness and the way that he ran the court so much. Willis Reed, back in 1970, goes to the locker room. We're thinking, oh, there's the best player on the court. He's not going to be on the court anymore. He comes out of the locker room. Everybody erupts. I wasn't even born then.
He scored 6 points. It was enough, though.
Yeah, it was enough. It was just the simple fact that he was able to go out there and sacrifice whatever injury it was for his team. 1996, the Olympics.
There she is.
She goes out there, she's on the ball, and she hits that dismount with that one leg popped up, and you're sitting at home with tears all in your eyes. You're thinking to yourself, this little lady is tough as nails. 1997. Michael Jordan in the flu game. How could you forget? I'm just waiting for Hollywood to do a movie on this game because this is a moment that I will remember for the rest of my life. And to bring it all full circle, a football game in 2002. You guys remember Brian Leftwich?
Yes.
And that final drive, the TD drive, he's limping. He's getting carried by his offensive line, not off the field, to the huddle. And then he goes and leads his team to a victory. And then we find out that he had a broken leg in that game. So as much as we're going to quickly forget about Antonio Brown and his injury, because football players are supposed to be tough, forget about it. Just remember, this guy had a very significant injury about a month ago, and he's been battling back to get on the field for his team, of course, for himself, of course, for the city, of course, but there's a small portion of that it's for us. He still wants to entertain us. And like KB has always said, Antonio Brown's one of the best entertainers in all of football, and I can't wait to see him back on the field.
That's good, man. Antonio Brown's be in some movies, I think, too. The flu game movie. You know who's going to play Michael Jordan in that? Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
It's born to play.
Or Chadwick. He plays everybody.
Oh, yeah, Chadwick. One of the two of them.
I'm going to go on the other side of the ball because Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell and Ben Roethlisberger are made men in this league. No one's going to question them. The Jaguars' defense is coming about, though. And the thing that I'm most excited to see, and the one thing I'm watching for, is just how brash these Jaguars are going to be. This is a defense that not only walks the walk, they talk the talk. And the league ringleader of it all is our guy, Jalen Ramsey. Let's just see. Okay, Jalen Ramsey, one of the first games of his career, went up against Steve Smith. They got a little tussle. This is Jalen Ramsey talking about Steve Smith last year after the game.
Y'all tell me who got in who head. He came up to me after the game. You feel me? Y'all tell me who got in who head. You're an old man acting like that. The game over with. You still mad because I was locking you up? All right, go sleep on that. I ain't trying to hear that after the game.
This is Jalen Ramsey talking about one of the greatest receivers in the sport, A.J. Green.
I told him almost every play that he was weak, that he was soft.
This is facts.
That's demonstrate facts. He just couldn't handle the truth. It was facts. Told him that his time almost up. Told him that it was easy, which it was. He had one catch for 6 yards.
And this is Jalen Ramsey talking about the media hype around the Legion of Boom, one of the greatest defensive backfields we've ever seen.
Y'all gotta stop, man. Y'all gotta stop doing that, man. The media, y'all do that too much. Y'all be hyping people up. Y'all hype teams up. Stop doing that, man. Y'all gotta stop doing that. It's a new year. It's a new week. Everything. It's new big dogs in around the NFL. I have to stop doing that. Stop hyping people up.
And then yesterday, Jalen Ramsey is sitting in his locker, and we have something to add to the reel. They're asking him, what do you think about everyone talking about the Patriots and Steelers in the AFC Championship game? And what do you think of Mike Mitchell? Mike Mitchell, number 23, the safety on the Steelers. Let's hear.
Do you feel like it's dismissive of the Jaguars when people focus on a potential rematch with...
Who focus on them? Y'all focus on them?
No, not us, but there's been a lot of talk.
Mike Mitchell, their safety, made the comment again today, yeah.
Who?
23. The one that Leonard trucked in the game?
Oh, I don't much know him.
The guy that Leonard trucked in the game? Yeah, who? This team has so much swagger right now, and he is the ringleader, and they're going into Heinz Field, which is this respected beacon of football, right? The Steelers, all the Steelers pride, and the Rooney family, and Bradshaw, and Swan, and just class, and all stuff.
Go Harris.
Here comes Jalen Ramsey. Who? I cannot wait to see the brashness, the cockiness, the overconfidence, if you will. But the Jaguars, the best part about it, they're too young to know any better. I cannot wait to see what they do against your boy Antonio Brown, because I think Jalen Ramsey is going to bring a little bit of something too.
I cannot.
Why would Jalen come on the show? Jalen!
That was the Jalen Ramsey Film Festival, and it was incredible.
Robert De Niro curated all those.
Yes, look. Don't fly too close to the sun, though. You know what I mean? Antonio Brown is a bad dude. Don't fly too close to the sun. Those wings fall off.
We love it, though.
I love it.
We live for
Who? His whole head turned.
Jalen, thank you. Thank you. We need
Soundbite after we need you. Exactly. All right, let's move on to the divisional finale on Sunday. Two NFC heavyweights go toe-to-toe with a trip to the conference title game on the line.
Please.
I want to come out of retirement just to be in the trailer. These things are so good.
Yeah, really cool.
That game is going to be ridiculous. And the Vikings beat the Saints, of course, week one of the regular season. A little bit of a rematch. So much has changed between these two squads, two of the most complete teams in the playoffs. No, I think they are the two most complete teams in the playoffs going head-to-head. The thing I'm looking forward to is on the Saints side of things. I'm wearing black. I got my gold boots. I see you've got your Vikings hat, so you can handle that side. Listen, when I think about front office stuff going on, ups and downs, I think Peter Schrager. When I am at a wedding and I see crazy dancing, I think Kyle Brandt. When I see a leather suit tie with Hawaiian pants, I immediately think Nate Burleson. When you talk bad defense in the NFL, everybody brings up the Saints. The Saints have a bad defense. That was their calling card for 7-9 season after 7-9 season. And in my opinion, in this National Football League, that squad, that side of the ball, the defense for the Saints is most improved this year after their 0-2 start. They were bottom 5 each of the last 3 years. And this season, they are top 10 with a top rookie corner and a pass rusher named Cam Jordan, who's always sort of been there, but right now playing better than ever. That said, and I'm wearing my gold and my black, if there is one weakness on this team, the most complete team in the league, it is the defensive late. Injuries on injuries. Linebackers, A.J. Klein, Alex Okafor, and maybe most importantly and most underappreciated is Kenny Vaccaro, who covers the slot and the tight end spot. And he hasn't always lived up to expectations. I know he's a first-round pick in the draft, but lately, I think they missed him. This defense was top 10 against the pass when he was in the lineup. Without him, dead last. That's crazy. Almost 270 yards a game allowed through the air. Greg Olsen, we saw light them up. That's the tight end in the slot. I'm looking at Kyle Rudolph. I'm looking at Adam Thielen. They're going to have those same opportunities. And I'm looking forward to seeing how the Saints will adjust, because I think that they can. I think that they will, but they will have their hands full. A week after letting Cam Newton have, what did you call?
The best passing game he's had as a pro, I believe, last week for Cam Newton.
I think it's a big deal with Kenny Vaccaro not on the field. So this defense, a little less than... I have a lot of confidence in the last couple of weeks, so I hope that they can adjust and make it happen.
Yeah.
Because people talk about the Vikings' defense, but their offense is no joke.
No doubt. And that secondary for the Saints is going to have to handle Thielen and Diggs, like you said, but they also got to handle a couple of running backs. So I'm going to put this thing on because, guys, when Dalvin Cook gets hurt, okay, it's a sad thing. It looks like this great promising rookie. And I think there's been a narrative, to use that word, that the guys who came in, Latavius Murray and Jerick McKinnon, have done a nice job. Done a pretty good job filling in. And that is BS. Let me tell you how great of a job they did since week 5, when Dalvin Cook got hurt. The number one tandem running back in all of football have been the Saints. It's been Kamara, it's been Ingram, they're the truth. The number two are these Vikings guys, the second only to those Saints. Not the Falcons guys, none of these teams, the Panthers, anybody who tries to run the ball. It is the Tay train, and it is the guy they call Jet. They lost the dog, but they got a train, and they got a jet. And let me tell you something. We've seen in this sport, in this world, in this country, sometimes there's an opening that comes in where people go in and rise up. We can tell the stories of Tom Brady and Kurt Warner. Yeah, how about the story of Jeremy Lin? A point guard from Harvard ran New York City because he got an opportunity. We had Lin sanity. All right, this goes in everything. Sean Connery was supposed to be Gandalf. He said, no. Sir Ian McKellen said, I will become a legend. You shall not pass. Matt LeBlanc was supposed to be in Modern Family. Supposed to be Phil. Said, nah, I'm Matt LeBlanc. I think I'm a little big for this. Ty Burrell is getting checks out the wazoo because he stepped in and made the most of that moment. And I look at that man right now, the Tate train, they pick him up, they pay him, and then they're like, well, we're going to draft Dalvin Cook. And he was so cool about it. He would always come and say, that's fine, whatever's good for the team. And sometimes with these guys, that's lip service. Sometimes that's BS. I'm supposed to be the man here. Well, what has he done? Dalvin gets hurt, and he says, whatever you need me to do. And then Jerick McKinnon, Mr. Waiver Wire in fantasy last year, comes in and plays good ball. Not nice, not okay, really good. And that is the reason they are here. So, guys, I just wish there was some way we could